Life and work of Charles Lamb. Charles Lamb was an English essayist and poet. If Francis Bacon is the father of English essays, Charles Lamb must be regarded as the prince of English essays. Lamb is best known for his Essays of Elia, collection of essays, and for his children's book Tales from Shakespeare, which he wrote jointly with his sister Mary Lamb. He was friend to elite literary figures of his age like Wordsworth, Coleridge, Hazlitt, William Hunt, and Robert Southey. Thus, he was at the center of a major literary circle in England. Lamb was born in London as the second child among the three children of Elizabeth Field and John Lamb. His younger sister was Mary, and the elder brother was his father's namesake. He was also called John. He went to Christ Hospital School, where Coleridge was his schoolmate. During his youth, he fell in love with a girl called Anne Simmons. But due to the insanity of his sister, Mary, they were not able to marry. This lady appears in Lamb's sonnets and essays with the pseudonym of Alice M. In a fit of insanity, his sister Mary attacked their mother with a knife and killed her. Lamb never married because of her sister's insanity and remained her guardian throughout her life. After school, he joined the Indian House, where he served for about 33 years. Lamb wrote in a specific genre in distinct period of his life. He started his literary career by writing sonnets which were published by S.T. Coleridge. In the early phase of his literary career, he mostly wrote poems. A Tale of Rosamund Grey, a prose romance, appeared in 1798. And in 1802, he published John Woodville, a poetic tragedy. His best-known poem is The Old Familiar Faces, whereas his finest poetic achievement is considered to be his poem on an infant dying as soon as it was born. He loved the works of Shakespeare, and he enjoyed it. His love for Shakespeare led him to collaborate with his sister Mary to write their extremely popular children's book, Tales from Shakespeare. In this book, Shakespeare's comedies were written by Mary, while Lamb contributed to the tragedies. In 1809, they published Mrs. Leicester's School, a collection of stories supposedly told by the students of a school in Hertfordshire. In 1808, Charles published a children's version of the Odyssey called The Adventures of Ulysses. It was at the age of 45, in 1820, that Lamb published his first Elia essay, The South Sea House. Since then, essays became his main mode of expression. These essays were published periodically in the London magazine, and the readers really loved them and eagerly waited for the next essays. Lamb's final books were the Essays of Elia and Last Essays of Elia collections, which defined his literary legacy. He died at the age of 59 after falling in the street and subsequently succumbing to an infection caused by a large cut on his face. Lamb's life was full of struggles, tragedies, and frustrations. He too had been to asylum at the age of 20, a kind of hereditary problem that the family was dealing with. But his problems did not mar his talent and genius. Rather, they became instrumental in making him a better person and a marvelous writer. E.V. Lucas, one of his biographers, called him the most lovable figure in the English literature. He once said, "A man is known by the company he keeps." It's a universal lesson that we must learn from him. No matter what, we always have the option to decide how we react and what we choose. We must focus on what we want and not on what we don't. We eventually find what we want in life, friends or foes, victories or defeats. We only need to be focused to what we seek, in spite of, not in the absence of turmoil of life, and keep on working towards the goal. That's all for this part. We'll discuss further in the next video. Thank you.